Hey everyone, welcome back to a painter's vlog. I am so excited to announce something huge, and you probably already know what I'm about to announce. I'm moving to Cambodia! Alright, so let's go outside and talk about why. Alright guys, so let's jump into it, and I am so excited because this is something I've been thinking about for a long time. So I just kind of want to start from the beginning of why I fell in love with Cambodia and how. So I took a Southeast Asian art class in college at Western Michigan University, and the professor one day was talking about the temples of Angkor Wat, and she had actually visited the temple several times. And she shared with the class a few of the images on the large screen, and I can just remember seeing them and I was overwhelmed, and something within my soul and within my being just kind of knew that I really wanted to go visit the temples one day. And it was interesting because the class had we studied a lot. We studied Hindu temples, Buddhist temples, all sorts of different types of architecture and old sculptures. But the one thing that stuck out the entire semester to me were the temples of Angkor Wat. So I vowed that one day I would go. So in 2015, I actually had a plane ticket to anywhere in the world. So I met up with my friend Bailey in Thailand, and it was just a hop, skip, and a jump and away to Cambodia. So we went to Cambodia together, and kind of the rest is history. There was something that deeply resonated with me about the culture. So we did the typical tourist things, went to the temples, did the floating village in Kampong Phuoc at that time, and just went around to Pub Street and different areas of Siem Reap, and it was decent. I didn't really understand how much the place would come to impact me, and I just knew that it was very unique. It was unlike any other place I'd ever been in the world. And one night we're sitting at this musical venue, and this guy was playing guitar on stage, and his name was Bill Gentry. Well, he came up and introduced himself to us, and he told us that he had started an NGO in town about 10 years prior, and the NGO was called Colors of Cambodia. And so I'm just kind of like, okay, cool, yeah. He's like, I'd love if you could come by and visit. And I was like, okay, cool, yeah, sure. But I wasn't even sure if we were going to be able to fit it in our schedule or just whatever. So the next day we're walking around town, and lo and behold, I look up and Colors of Cambodia is right there, right in front of me. I was like, this is strange. This is the place. So I walked into Colors of Cambodia, and I was basically blown away by the caliber of the talent that the students had. And I was like, damn, I have never seen kids that had that kind of capability. I was just like, whoa. And he gave us a cool tour. The cool thing is, Bill really doesn't, Bill goes to Siem Reap like 1 to 3, well, probably more like 3 or 4 times a year. He lives in Singapore. So the fact that he was even there was pretty unusual, because he usually only goes for 2 or 3 day stretches. So that in itself was an amazing coincidence. So I kind of tucked that into my brain, and I was just like, wow, that was a really cool experience. Fast forward, I came back to the United States. The shooting happened in Orlando, which I believe I've discussed on the channel before, and it left me feeling helpless. I was like, you know what? I need to do something. And it doesn't matter where in the world I am of service, but I really feel like I feel helpless. I need to help somewhere. So literally that day on the train going back to Chicago, I wrote Bill, and I was like, is there a chance that I can come there next year and volunteer for 1 to 3 months? I'm willing to come on my own. And he wrote me back pretty soon, and he was like, where there's a will, there's a way. So over the next few months, he and I began talking. So fast forward, I moved to New York. I was here for 3 months, and then I went to Cambodia for 3 months by myself. So just arrived to Thailand, and I am so tired, but I have one last leg to Siem Reap. And I was set up in an apartment, and I started volunteering with Colors of Cambodia, and I was putting in 25 hours a week. So during that time, I started building up an immense community. I became friends with some of the local gallery directors, Aiming, Danny, Jessica, Michael, and then I met Scobie Ryder, his wife Akiko. Scobie's a musician, and then I met my dear friend Scotty, who is a psychic slash saxophone player slash amazing human being. And then I met Brian and Sean, and then Gary Baseman came into town, and then of course I was kicking it nearly daily basis with my friends Pani and Sopanin, some of my dear best friends in the world, and hanging with all of the students at Colors of Cambodia. So onward and so forth. And so I had this beautiful birthday party. Blair came into town and it was a blowout. And I was actually offered a solo show there. And so I don't know, so then of course I went back last year for my solo show. All right, so let's get more into the reasons. So the first and foremost reason why I'm moving to Cambodia is because the people are the kindest and most genuine people I have ever met within any culture. That's not to say that I don't find people in New York very kind. Actually, people in New York are some of the nicest people I've met because we're very open-minded, we're very liberal, and I absolutely love it here, and I will always consider New York a home. It's also a very spiritual culture. It's very spiritually loaded. I consider Cambodia to be the greatest teacher I've ever had. It's taught me humility, it's taught me grace, it's taught me generosity, and it's actually shifted a lot of things into perspective, and especially also in line with the fact that I've been meditating this year, allowing a lot of my personal ego to be shed and to fall away, and it's shifting other things into more of a sense of importance. Think about this. So the genocide occurred in the 70s and ended in 79, and of course there are still like vast remnants from the war. So with that being said, much of the Cambodian population was brutally murdered, and also with that, that means that 75% of the Cambodian population is under 35 years old. This creates a huge creative growth spurt. You know, there's just so much growth happening, and it's really, really exciting to witness. And especially in Siem Reap, there are, you know, several contemporary art galleries that are popping up. And I feel like my artwork will be really well received in Southeast Asia. I'm just kind of putting it out there to the universe. So I'm going to be trying my hand at galleries in Bangkok, perhaps Singapore. I'm actually showing in Australia next March, so I'm really excited about that. I'm going to continue to show in Cambodia and just live. Another reason I'm moving to Cambodia is that rent is very cheap. Rent is $250 a month, or, you know, give or take a few $50 here or there. So we're gonna try to stay between $250 and $300. That usually includes washing machine, AC, and just lots of room. So I'm looking forward to having a little more stretching room. Yes. So, you know, and I just kind of like burnt out a little bit on grinding and like taking all of my money and dumping it right into my rent here right now. There's a trade-off here in New York. You know, we have all the culture, all the things, all the artistic realm right here at our fingertips, which I absolutely love, 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 love. I love New York to the bottom of my core and soul. So don't get it twisted. No, I'm just kidding. But the fact is, I'm just kind of like burnt out taking all of my hard-earned money, and it's just kind of like this continuous cycle, and I can't really afford to travel as much. So, hey, age-old story, artist moves to where the cheapest rent exists. And for me, it's not just that, you guys know that, but it's just like so many different factors. I absolutely love that Cambodia is an international hub. So all these people from all around the world are coming, New Zealand, Australia, France, and they're setting up shop in this little dusty town right along a river. So it kind of has the best of both worlds. It's, you know, it's like kind of countryside. It takes less than 2 minutes just to take a bike into the countryside, but it's actually an international hub in the world, and I love that. So it's kind of like a tiny, tiny mini New York City. Another final reason why I'm moving to Cambodia is because I'm young, I'm healthy, and why not? I've never experienced what it's like to live in another country and completely submerge myself into another culture. And I couldn't be more excited. I'm ready for a change. I've been in New York for 3 years now, which seems crazy to think about. I know that's not a long amount of time, and I will come back to New York. We're playing it safe, and we're gonna be subletting our room here for 6 months to start, just to see how everything pans out, because God forbid shit hits the fan and we need to come back. So we'll have that option available to us. And so yeah, I'll basically be coming back mid-year, every year, here forward. The minimum we're gonna be in Cambodia is 6 months, and maximum, I don't know. My plans are to continue with my fitness work. So I hope to get a job in a local gym there and perhaps do some private one-on-one training. And I've been saving money like a squirrel, tucking money into my cheeks, so to speak, every little bit that I have my hands on, and I've been meditating every day on abundance, so that's amazing. Things have been going really well with that. And so I have a little nest egg, so I'm gonna continue to create art, I'm gonna continue to paint, and I'm really kind of thinking about these more a la prima pieces outside, on the spot, much more vivid color, less planned out. I'm gonna ride motorbikes out in the countryside. I'm gonna get a bicycle and ride everywhere in town. I'm also gonna be getting my yoga certification in February. I have been invited to meditate with a monk in town. I wanna take some Bogator lessons, which is a Cambodian fighting technique. Blair and I both wanna take a Cambodian weaving class. And he's actually thinking about starting a carpentry like co-op. One thing that's kind of bittersweet is I'm really gonna miss the artistic community here in New York. I love going to the openings every Thursday. I'm also going to miss my friends here, but I'll be back, so it's not a big deal. This is as long or as short as it happens to be, and it's just the evolution of life, and it's fine. I'm also really, really gonna miss my gym community. I love my gym. Saturday morning, total body sculpt class, killing it. I love you so much, Park Fitness BK. Janine is one of the most amazing bosses I've ever had. And when I told her that I was moving, she was pretty bummed. So, and I was bummed too. So yeah, I mean, I'm really gonna miss the community here. I love everyone at Park Fitness. I love you guys so much. And I'm gonna miss my clients that I train here. I have learned the New York hustle, guys. I am on that hustle. I know how to grind here. I know how to make money. So the fact is, New York is always gonna be here. I can always come back. It's not a big deal. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up. We're already at like 14 minutes. So I just wanna say thank you guys so much for supporting me in this journey. And I am so over the moon excited to basically shoot video after video in Cambodia and just share that slice of life with you. And yeah, so let's go ahead and jump in. I wanna share a few clips over the years from my Cambodian adventures with you so that you can kind of get a little taste of what I'm gonna be doing out there and some of the adventures that I had in the past, all right? All right, guys, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah! 1, 2, 3. Today we're motorbiking up Bokor Mountain, and these are the bikes. Check these bad boys out. Got my Cambodia Space Project shirt on. Millions of baht. Here's the traditional bathroom. There is no toilet paper. We have the bus sprayer, and we also have a method of...
The yellow ones are the silkworms once again. The silkworms are the best for health. They're full of proteins, calcium, omega-3, iron, magnesium, vitamins. It's
I was thinking silkworm would be, just sounded like it would be helpful.
This is the coffee area in the market, and this is authentic to my coffee. It's always served in a bag. that okay? Yeah, so today we're rocking out Colors of Cambodia. For the past week and a half, I've been teaching Narak and Saun oil painting lesson. Love! Motherfuck, man!
Oh, wow.
Of course you're videoing it. Oh my god. This is why we're here. The kindness of this culture.
Okay, all of you, my people. Yes. Wow.
I'm about to pop this. This is in honor of same but different.
Yeah.
Mr. Joy! Thank you.
Since day,
Sister!
mau đi nè.